like a bajillion times.
I've never been through this side. Whoa!
How's your guys' trip in?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's nice morning.
Yeah, it's very like chilly right now.
It's much better than the Hampton.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Where is in an empty space?
Okay, so the
So
empty
that's
space.
probably on this side.
So, this is why you come a day before your shoot to find out where your space is. Because the numbers are wrong. And the parking isn't very close. So, we'll figure it out.
The light right here.
Yeah, I'm thinking even. Yeah, maybe if you can see me sitting out right here. Let's just get the camera and see what it looks like.
Just hit them with as much light as we can.
Yeah.
We should try and test to see if we can turn off these lights first.
There you go. It's going great. Okay.
Yeah. And we may want to get it to where the lens is just not seeing the pole, so we can get it.
Oh, the light might be changing outside. Did you
Well,
see
so
that?
that's why their key will be with
Right.
the 3K.
Okay.
So
It's not dependent on the.
on the back light. Yeah, so we just got to the space. We're just kind of setting up, getting kind of our bearings for what we want to do. Client brought in this accessory that we kind of wanted to try to match with this white background, so good contrast on the dark wood. We shoot tomorrow starting 8 o'clock. So we're here the day before, getting lighting, figuring out what we want. If we're missing anything, then we can go out. We still have time to purchase additional things, different accessories, just to kind of make the space look nice. And kind of already been having lots of craziness with like the parking and the location. And so in the end, we've learned that you're always gonna make mistakes. So the goal is to leave yourself moments where you can make mistakes or have issues arise where it doesn't throw your production off schedule. So everybody was kind of late parking. One of the client's cars got towed, but it doesn't really delay anything because we're not shooting today. So we were able to ride with the day before. And even though it costs a little bit more money to have everybody arrive a day before, it definitely is worth it, because otherwise the shoot would have been a mess and we would have been like hours behind and everybody would be angry. And we don't like people being angry.
Where do you want equipment? Along this wall?
Yeah, let's just do it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I am studying film in Germany, and now I'm hoping to get experience here at my internship in the US. I love doing films. I'm doing films since I'm 15 years old, and now we're gonna set up this huge camera. Here we have the 35mm. The last thing is we need a card in it, and then we can start. I found COMV through the internet. I wanted to do an internship in Salt Lake City. I was looking for a small company where I can get a lot of experience, where I can do stuff for me alone. So here I get the chance to do second camera. And yeah, it's my first shooting today. I'm very excited.
So I started doing film when I was 11 years old, and I started working for COMV when I was 17. I've been working here for 2 years now. I've always been told you're not going to be that 1% and you're not going to be that special person that like gets a job and gets paid. So when I got this job, it was kind of like a dream come true. my family wasn't super supportive about it at first until I started traveling for work. I think traveling for work is has made my family relationships better, but also it's taught me so much. Every time I come back from traveling for work, it's like I feel like I've learned something new about myself, and I feel like, oh, there's a whole world out there that I didn't know, I've never been to, and I didn't know existed. It's just amazing to get to experience these other places. So.
Alright, look over here for me. Alright, so now once you start looking over here, that's where I'm getting your eye light now. Let's just move this over. Let's move this over as far as possible.
Yeah, so we got lots of echo.
Alright, so what do we want to start with? Well, so your voice is coming towards me, bouncing off over here. So what we want to do is stop it.
Yeah.
So if we stop it here, I think we need at least a top one.
So we'll create one here.
Yeah.
And then we can put one kind of where just hanging or on a C-stand right there behind you guys.
Let's start with the hanging
and see what it does.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, pants. Jamie, let me hear you preach.
Once upon a time, there was a dog, and this dog had chicken nuggets for breakfast, and the dog forgot that they ate chicken nuggets for breakfast, so they were still hungry. And they went scavenging around the streets looking for scraps from garbage bins, the metal ones.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Go ahead and speak.
And as he was searching scraps in the streets, he found the metal trash lids of
Let me get loud.
cans. And so then he started banging them because he was
Give me a laugh.
angry about finding food.
Okay, good.
And that's how he discovered music.
Just feels really thin. It could just be Jamie's got a little thinner of a voice.
Want me to switch?
Yeah.
What do you think of my manly voice? Is that better?
No.
More full?
No, it's not.
Oh, that hurts.
My biggest key with interviewing is kind of twofold. I'm kind of naturally curious about other people's jobs, careers, interests, things like that. So I really just try to channel that to make sure I'm actually showing an actual interest in what they're talking about. And I try to set myself a goal of, am I actually understanding what they're talking about? And I ask questions along that line of, okay, so you're doing this type of work. What does it actually mean? You know, what is that? Try to get it to where I can understand it as if I was a friend with them. Kind of one of the biggest keys, I think, where people run into issues with interviewing is they ask questions that are kind of too specific or looking for something. So I found that asking really simple questions of, tell me more about that, or how does that make you feel? Those two questions can be extremely powerful, where someone says like, hey, you know, I did this and this and this. Okay, like what's the story behind that? Or tell me a little bit more about that. And what's interesting is when you say that, tell me a little bit more about that, people start telling stories inherently. And then also when I say, you know, how did that make you feel? People always go into a story mode when they talk about emotion. So it's really like those two simple questions have really shaped all the interviews that we've ever done. And we've done, I don't know, hundreds. And if they don't give me enough detail, it's, oh, tell me a little bit more about that, or how did that make you feel? And showing the genuine interest. And then the second part of interviewing for me is just trying to make sure that they're comfortable. You know, we try not to do a big, you know, clapper right in front of their face before we start. I'll usually start recording the audio if I'm on the audio. Obviously, we like to have an audio guy doing that, but we kind of try to have everybody just start rolling without making a big deal about it. So I'll ask some questions, kind of get them feeling comfortable with, hey, you know, like, where are you from? Oh, tell me about that. Share a few like stories, and oh, you know, way I did that, or my buddy did this, or someone from our company did that. And then we just kind of casually roll into, oh, could you tell me a little bit about like what you actually do? That way it just kind of naturally rolls into it, and they don't even know the cameras are rolling at this point. And then when we get to the end of the conversation, that's when we can go ahead and be like, okay, cool, clapper and things like that to just kind of finalize it for the stuff that we need for editing. But it hasn't been done in a way that makes everybody feel nervous and, hey, shine the light at them, or, make sure this. And, a lot of that stuff tends to kind of set people into an uncomfortable state. So we just try to make it as comfortable as possible. And yeah, in my head, I'm just trying to see, one, does this edit together? Do I have everything that I need to tell a complete story? And I'm just kind of taking mental note of those things. And that's what really produces great testimonials or great interviews that can emotionally impact people and tell a great story.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. This looks amazing. I was looking at the shots. I was like, that's so good.
I felt really comfortable during the interview process just now. I think it was really nice for me that we started out having a normal conversation and it just really naturally flowed into the interview conversation of what we were trying to talk about. And I thought it was really natural, and I felt like I truly was having just a conversation, which felt really nice. I also felt really supported in knowing that what I was saying was helpful, because I knew that when there were more details that we needed, I was just asked for those in a way that, again, just felt super natural and normal. So I was very comfortable and relaxed and felt like I was able to be myself during the interview.
And then you see like a spotlight where the red light is, and then he shoots and it goes through. To reiterate about tomorrow, so we're filming B-roll first tomorrow or interviews first tomorrow?
So the schedule is the exact same on a per day basis. So we started with 3 interviews. We'll start with 3 interviews on Friday, tomorrow. And then we'll, in this case, do B-roll until we get to lunch, and then we'll do another 3 interviews.
And that's how it is tomorrow too?
Yep. And then we'll do B-roll, and then we'll end with additional interviews.
No. Bye. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Intern jumps out of the window. Hey.
Sounds horrible.
Of course you show up right.
Then they'll think like I killed her or something.
Yeah, that's a good caption, I think.
Then I get in trouble.